Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm Tay. If you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Today's video is kind of be a combination of things. It is the end of the month, so I'm going to take you along with me while I do my monthly plan with me. I don't do anything fancy, but I do write it in a paper planner. And then we're also going to do a fourth quarter goal check-in because it is the fourth quarter of the year. And so just want to check in, see where we're at. I know that there's some things that kind of shifted from what I thought they were going to be in January, but just wanted to check in, set some goals, and we'll see what all we get into. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're going to go through and write all of the things down on my monthly calendar, kind of just get an overview of the month. And this is honestly one of the things that when I'm feeling super overwhelmed, this helps me feel better because I can see everything that is going on in the near future all in one place, all at the same time, and it honestly just makes me feel so much better. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I just go through and I write down all of the things that happen weekly, or all the things that are always the same. We have church every Sunday at 9. So I know I said every Sunday at 9. I don't know why I wrote this down so low, but this Sunday is actually at 9:30 because it is the Town Fall Festival and we actually have our service at the park. And so this one actually is different, but usually it's the same time every week. I also sing on my church's praise team, and so we have practice every Wednesday. And then I also have my girls group Bible study on Sundays, which is why I didn't want to put church down that low, because I like to put things in order of the day. Hey guys, really sorry. I did not realize that my camera ran out of space. And so I did fill in a few more things since it cut out. I added praise team practice before church. And then also I did all my small groups. And then on this Friday, I did our pay days. So my husband and I alternate pay weeks. And so I just like to know which week is which. And so I put that there. The next thing that I go through and do is I write down the due dates for all of my bills. I always do these things in the same color. So when I write down, like, I'm not going to write due or bill due or whatever. I literally just write down like whatever it is. So mortgage, gas, Wi-Fi, you get the drift. But that's just how I do it. And I know that there are, like, my mortgage is due on Saturday, so obviously for some things, like, you can't pay it on a Saturday. You have to do like the Friday or the day before or whatever. I still always write it on like the first. Just helps me. And then another thing I want to mention, we are working on changing it, but as of right now, me and my husband's banking is still separate. We realized how much of a mistake that was when we had to drop down to one paycheck. It was kind of a pain in the butt, and so we are going to put it all together. But right now, things are still separate. So, like, I pay the gas bill, he pays the electric bill. So, like, that's why, like, you might have bills that aren't on mine, and that's why, like, things that would typically be on somebody's would be on here. But I don't do anything with the electric bill ever right now, so that is not on here, as well as the handful of other things that he just pays for. I don't keep track of any of that. And then the last thing that I do is I go through, and sometimes I have like notes in my phone or I have it written down somewhere else, but I go through and I put all the things that aren't like every month things. So, for example, I know that this day at 7 p.m., I have a meeting at the church. Then also this day. And then on this Saturday, we have second Saturdays, which, if you can't tell, I do a lot of different things with my church because this again is um, a thing that we do for kids. That is, if you know what VBS is, um, it's basically like a 1 day VBS type thing, and it's just called Second Saturdays. So I will volunteer for that, which I actually forgot that this is cross country sectionals. So I don't know when, like what time this starts or where it's at. So there actually is a chance that I will not be able to go to second Saturdays because my husband is the cross country coach, and so I do like to go support him. And this is his first sectional, so I probably will go to that. And then if I get done in time, then I will go help second Saturdays. So I might, like I said, I might not be able to help this month with the second Saturdays. That is actually all that I have predetermined. Obviously, as the time goes on, as the month goes on, I might add some stuff in here, but that is all that I have right this second. And then lastly, I only have one birthday this month that I will write down, and it is actually my stepson's birthday. And so and then that is it. Like I said at the beginning, I don't do anything crazy where I decorate it with stickers or anything. I really just want this to be a place for me to look at what I'm doing, what we got going on. Oh, actually, I do have something else. I have a wedding. And then actually on this same day, I am volunteering with my work at a Girl Scout STEM outreach thing. So I think that is everything. But anyways, that is it. So now let's go into the goals part of this video. All right, so now that we have our month planned, I do want to go back through the goals that I have on my vision board for 2022, which I have a whole video about how I set these goals if you want to go back, or I have it linked below. But I'm going to go through some personal goals and then some goals that I had for this YouTube channel. So I'm kind of going to do an evaluation of how I think I've done in the year so far, and then actually set some goals for October. So the first one is health of my body. Eat better, drink more water, and spend more time outside were my goals for the year. I definitely spent more time outside this year, especially with Aurora. She absolutely loves being outside, but also I spent a ton of time in my garden, out with my chickens. I didn't spend as much time by the pool this year as I was hoping, but that's because it takes longer to get Aurora ready to swim than she actually wants to spend swimming. So that's okay. It'll get easier to spend more time in the pool, but I did spend a lot of time outside. I am going to say in October it is probably going to be less because I don't do cold well. And it was literally like the last day of summer. The summer was just like, okay, peace out, my time is done. And now it's like freezing. And as much as I like fall activities, fall colors, I like the fall vibe, but I don't actually like fall, if that makes sense weather-wise. It's just not my thing. I want it to be warm all the time. And so, yeah, I'm trying to still do daily walks, and that will be good for my body. I am going to try to get outside to do those. If the weather is super nasty, I guarantee I won't, but I'm going to try. As for eating better, I'm probably 50. I'm usually on like an 80-20 type thing where 80% of the time I eat really well, 20% I eat whatever I want. I have not been doing, had not been doing as good, especially in September when we're busy because we eat out all the time. But the last few weeks I have kind of taken it up a notch and I've done a lot better, drinking more water. This year I've actually done pretty well. For October, I do need to actually make a note to drink more water because especially when it gets cold, I up my coffee intake because it's warm and nice and it's cold outside. And when I up my coffee intake, I actually really struggle to drink water at the same time. So I'll get like to the end of the day and it's like I literally haven't even had one glass of water today. So one of my October goals is going to be to drink 80 ounces of water is what we're going to go with. The next category is mind. The first thing that I had down is a do it anyway mindset. And I can honestly say I really have not followed through with this lately. The year as a whole, okay. But in the summer, I did kind of go with the flow and wasn't really pushing myself to do all the things that I know that I can't be doing. And so that's just kind of something that I've slacked off on, just kind of in all aspects. But the next one is unplug time. I have been having intentional unplug time. I do need to get better. Soul, spend more time in the Bible and pray more. I have been doing really good at this. I've been reading my Bible pretty much every morning. Even if I can't sit down with my physical Bible, I have the verse of the day on my home screen on my phone. And so I've been reading that in the morning if I don't feel like actually diving deep into the Bible. One thing that I found with myself is that if I don't feel like deep diving, I'm not going to get anything out of what I'm doing. So the mornings that I wake up and I'm like, yeah, like I want to write notes and highlight things, like I will spend 20-30 minutes in the Bible. On days if I don't feel like that, I will just pray a little bit extra longer in the morning, read the verse of the day. Sometimes I read the whole chapter to get the context, but I don't even pull out my physical Bible. I don't do anything crazy with journaling or anything like that. And I found that that is a way for me to dive into the word without actually feeling obligated. Like if I don't feel like it, I don't push myself, but I still do take the time to, pray, spend time with God, all that. And I don't get burnt out that way. The next is home, inside, be ready for company always. That is not happening. Literally, I would be mortified if people showed up at my house right now. Like they could come into my office and I would feel okay. So just kind of slacked. Like I said, we've been super busy. Outside, enjoy farm homestead life. Yes, I've been doing really well at this. Absolutely love it. The next one's fence goats. We did not get goats this year. When I made my goals for the year, I completely didn't think about the fact that my husband was transitioning from a factory job to becoming a teacher, and that came with student teaching. And so there was a portion of the year this year where he did not get paid. And so anything extra like putting up a fence did not happen this year. And so that is just something that has changed since January. Traveling to a warm beach. Also, we didn't really take an extravagant vacation this year, again, because we didn't have a big pocket of extra money this year. Finances, year of savings, learning to budget, and paying off debt. This one, I will say we didn't pay off a huge amount of our debt. We have obviously been paying towards our debt, but like I said, we did a portion of the year where it was just my income. And so I will say we did really well. We didn't go into debt because of that. Like we were able to cash flow our way through my husband not being paid for a quarter of the year, a little bit more, I guess. But so I would say, even though we haven't actually saved a whole bunch or paid off our debt or anything like that, I feel like we traveled that. I feel like we did handle that well. Like I said, we cash flowed our way through it, and that was nice. Family and friends, spend more time talking to friends in person and calls. It is still difficult just because you get wrapped up in the busyness, but I have seen and spent more time with my friends this year than last year. And even if that's not a ton, I feel like it's better, even just like texting. I'm trying to do better. And like I said, it'll just keep getting better. But I do think that I've done better this year than in years past, which is kind of sad based on years past, but still. Anyways, moving on. Family dinners, close and extended. We've had the normal amount of family dinners that we've had in years in the past. We'll work on it, but it kind of got pushed aside this year, honestly. Curate a mom's group Bible study. This did happen. Summer was a little rough because everybody that has kids is just in all the things. There's a couple people in school and stuff. And so it is still in existence. We still talk. We are meeting this Sunday, but there were quite a few weeks in the summer that we took the week off. But it is still there. So that's doing good. Personal growth. Learn something new every day. Have not really done that. Stop being a procrastinator. Have not really done that. Read every day. I have done that a lot. It is not every single day. It is most days. Then for Small Town Envy, be monetized on YouTube by September. Definitely did not happen. However, in September, we did hit 200 subscribers. So super exciting. Thank you to all of you who are subscribed. I really appreciate you. The next one is be accepted into an affiliate program. I am accepted on a probationary basis. They want to see if anybody's going to actually do anything about it. So we'll see. Come out with my first printable or product. I have it started. I haven't actually given it to you guys yet. So still working on it. And then get more consistent on my website and Instagram. And this is one that has changed a little bit because I actually have taken down my website. It was just a pain point for me, kind of. I wasn't spending time posting stuff on it. It was one of the only things that I was actively putting money in for my business that I didn't see it going anywhere because, like I said, I wasn't spending any time on it. So I did take my website down so that I could solely focus on this and the other things that I do want to work on. On Instagram, I'm kind of 50-50. Sometimes I hit it really hard, and then other times, I hate, it's like a love-hate thing because I love watching reels, but I really don't like posting reels every day. It's just, honestly, it's difficult for me to think of things that I think are witty and clever and not just making the same reel that 40 other people have already made. So I'm not super consistent. I am on there. We're working on it. I feel like I need to have more important things to say before I just post a whole bunch of things on Instagram, but I haven't gotten there yet. We're focusing on getting back on a YouTube schedule because I did take the whole month of July off in the summer, and I have, as of right now, I'm averaging 1 video a week instead of 2, and so I want to get that built up back to where I was before I start putting my energy into extra things that I don't see as much benefit to. So that is a run through of my goals where we're at right now. I would say we're doing pretty good for the fact that we're 3/4 of the way through the year. So really the only goals for October that I want to set is I still want to continue to eat better. And like I said, I want to drink 80 ounces of water every day. And I would like to try to convince myself to go outside still every day. I just feel so much better when I take that time to just kind of unplug from everything, go take a walk, go spend some time outside. I just feel better. And so I really need to continue that. Again, I need to continue to pay off debt. Now we are on a consistent pay schedule. We don't have to worry about that obviously anything could happen at any time, but as of right now, we are getting our normal 2 paychecks every week, and so we do need to work on staying on budget and throwing extra money towards our savings. So we will just continue that. One thing that I do think was kind of good for me is I have a tendency to be a frivolous spender. So when you drop down to 1 income and you're used to 2 and you don't have money that you can be frivolous with, I do actually think that I learned to budget better because I I had to. It was either that or like the bills weren't going to get paid, or we were going to not be able to go get groceries and all the things. So I do think that because we dropped down to one income for so long, I kind of got used to not just being able to, go out and blow $60, $100 here and there. Like, just need to not do it. And it did help. So I also want to continue to spend more time talking and hanging out with friends. And that is really it for that. So like I said, I think we're doing a relatively good job on goals. It is interesting to see like what was important to me in January as opposed to now it's October, like which one of these things actually like took priority. And I truly think that my friends and family this year have kind of been more my priority over anything, especially with Aurora. It was in like July. She kind of went through a transitional period where all of a sudden she was a little girl and you could have conversations with her because, and by little girl, I mean she was a little girl, not like a baby anymore. Like she officially turned into like a toddler. You could have conversations with her and she wanted to be doing more things and doing things like you. And I just really took the time to kind of enjoy that process and not be as focused on like making sure I stayed up like editing a YouTube video for 4 hours. Instead, I like hung out with her for 4 hours. So just things like that. Like my friends and family definitely have taken a priority for me this year. I've really enjoyed it. And not that they're not going to in future years, but it just feels really good that I feel like my community has been strengthened this year. And I just really like that. So I honestly think that that is how I'm going to finish out the year. It's just kind of what I feel like I need right now and what I am enjoying. And so my word of the year was intentional, and I wanted to be intentional in all things. And I feel like this year it's really been intentional on my friends and my family and just kind of like my home. I think that that's kind of been where I've been putting a lot of my energy, and I honestly want to continue that. And so really, like I said, for October, I'm going to continue that with a few health goals that I'm going to throw in there, and everything else can wait until a later time because I can only handle so much before I have mental breakdowns. But I hope that you really liked this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.